Hey, welcome back to Diode Press. I'm Graham. This is a print I've been working on here and there for a long time. I'd put it aside to work on commissions or new projects, and it would take a few months before it'd resurface. So I'm finally finishing up in this video. You can see where it's going, but let's jump back to the beginning and see how it all got started. For me, every project starts with a sketch. Usually it's just a really rough thumbnail to start, and then I refine it as I go. But for this print, I drew a grid on my artwork, and then a grid with the same proportions on my wood block, and then I transferred the lines over. I added a little bit of shading with pencil, and then went over the whole block with black India ink in just a light wash. This makes it really easy to see where you've carved and where you haven't. This block is Baltic birch plywood that I picked up from a local lumber yard. It has a really nice surface with no knots or defects in it. When I was originally carving this, I was live streaming the process, so that's why there's a camera attached to the board. After clearing out the large areas with the U-gouge, I transitioned over to the border and some of the smaller details. I'm alternating between my Japanese wood carving tools from MacLeod's Printmaking and my Dockyard Micro tools, which I don't believe are made anymore. I'll have a link in the description box down below for all the tools and materials I used in this project. The knife tool has a bevel on one side, so I run that along my lines, and then I use a gouge to clean out along it. This allows you to create really thin lines that are also really sturdy. I don't have access to a press large enough to print this block, so I'm going to be printing it by hand. I'm rolling on Speedball Pro Relief ink with a brayer that's probably way too small, and then printing it using the back of a spoon to transfer the ink to the paper. I have a 4-part Woodcut Printmaking series up on the channel, as well as a 10-part intro to lino-cut printmaking that really goes into depth for all these steps, so if you want to check them out, I'll have links down below. Also, if you'd like to support this channel, please consider checking out the Patreon page, which helps keep the ink flowing, or head over to the shop where you can buy yourself some art, including this print. There's a lot of ways to add color to prints. Using multiple blocks with different colors, blend rolls on one block, or in this case, I'm adding watercolor after the print's dry. The ink I'm using is able to be cleaned up with soap and water, which makes it super nice to use. But it's also oil-based, which means I can apply watercolor to the paper and it simply flows right off the inked bits and goes into the paper itself. This is a really nice way to add color to a print. So now we're back at the end of this project. I'm really happy with how the print came out. It's one of the larger size prints I've made in a long time. It's printed in a very small edition of 5 prints, each one hand colored. So if you'd like to pick one up, I have a limited number left in the shop. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back soon with a new video. Thanks for watching! To keep up with the videos when they're posted, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you want to help support this channel, you can check out the Diode Press Patreon page, where I post behind the scenes photos, as well as other patron rewards. Thanks!